Greetings! Welcome to another Idiot's Guide by an Idiot. Today we're having a look at Dmzal, or Dmzal, Darkhold. Very interesting dungeon. I'm doing this on my little bit on my my bum bun of awesomeness. And it's been a while since I've been back, and I've actually done my mentor crown on at the moment too. Yeah, I'm a mentor, just like everyone else. It's a bioga crown. I don't know what I'm doing, clearly. I mean, look at these videos. I'm an idiot. This is one that is quite common actually, and fun fact, this actually isn't part of the MSQ, this dungeon. You have to unlock this one with a quest. When you see one of those exclamation mark points around instead, grab it. Right. You can grab as much as you want in this bit. You're level 50, well level 40, 46 actually is the top level you can be in this, sorry. You have most of your cooldowns, most of your repertoire as well. Do your AoE to grab things. When you do grab the mobs as the tank, make sure you're actually within this crystal formation here, the blue zone. You take reduced damage. The mobs don't. That beholder does. Well, no, he doesn't actually. I say it does affect him, but it comes into play later. Like, he'll actually becomes vulnerable when he goes into it, sorry. So, yeah, it's important for the first boss fight. Got ourselves a lovely scholar, a ninja, a black mage, and of course myself and Gunbreaker, which, quite frankly, it's a level 60 tank, which I do enjoy playing, but I would not recommend it as being your first tanking class. It's not super complicated, but as you can see there, I've got like a lot of different little bars here and there. Now, you don't need to worry about activating that little Magitech lock there at all. You can do to open up the room on the side, which you know is a bit north, that little bit on the bit there. But it's not necessary. Just grab all the mobs and come down. In fact, they went to go and do it, and then it's like, no, you don't need it. Come, we're carrying on, guys. We're carrying on. If you got yourself a self heal at this point as a warrior, you'll have a second with Equilibrium. That's a good self heal. You got your heal over time when it comes to being a Gunbreaker. And of course, Paladin will have the self-heal as well. The only one that will struggle at this level is Dark Knight, because I don't know if it really has even its health absorb, which has a massive cooldown. They just hated Dark Knight for some reason at this point. I don't know why. Grab all these goddamn freaking these hedge moles. Now, these locks you do want to be in. Again, get into the blue area, reduce the damage, take everything in this room. Hopefully at this point you've got some decent-ish gear as a tank. If you don't, go to pace once again that is suitable for you. One thing I forgot to say as well, because I'm not actually on my ult at the moment, is don't forget to take your milk, lemons, apples, whatever food you have on you. That 3% extra XP is honestly really, really good and is undervalued a lot by people. That 3% could push you over to the next level. Just stand in that as the tank. Eventually it'll go down the countdown. It takes a while, just don't move. Eventually it'll go. I think it goes quicker if there's more of you in it, but... There we are. Magic Terminal's countdown is completed. You gotta do that one as well. He will fly away. Like, just ignore him. He's completely... He's... All-seeing eye is pathetic. It's like, look at me, look at me. It's like, no, I will not look at you. Go away. They run away because, you know, they're afraid. But honestly, don't. Because if you run out of that Magitech thing, it does reset the countdown. As long as not everybody runs, you're fine. The tank can stay in it. Get into the Crystal Veil once again. Already in there. All-seeing eye will appear. Don't bother attacking him at the moment because he will reset quickly. Now grab him. I think I'm with two first-timers as well here. He's not quite in the bit where I was hoping he would be, so make sure you're a bit further back and just get over it, please. If someone else does have the aggro, if you're not the tank, just run back into it until the tank can damage it, and then you take it, because otherwise the healer's going to have it instead. Make sure you are out of that AoE, and at this point it doesn't matter if you're facing it, because they don't bring in the mechanic until Heaven's Ward, or I think it's near the end of A Realm Reborn with the eye. Like, it is in the mechanics for now, but it doesn't... It's also like an AoE cone like it is here for the Cursed Gaze. Whereas later, or even I think in actually the Alliance raid, yes, the Alliance raid, the Word of Darkness, which we will cover at some point too, where that really becomes a problem. Adds will spawn, just pick him up. You don't even need to worry too much about it, but eventually the actual crystal gaze will disappear and dissipate. So you'll need to move to another crystal cluster to keep the, basically him not be invincible. Just make sure everything is with you and everybody follows you. If once again, for whatever reason, the tank doesn't have the aggro, run over to one of these areas so they can have it. Because, I mean, at this point, it's like second nature to me, so, you know, I don't really think about it. But for someone new, yeah, they might need that extra little bit of help. I've seen it happen. I've had to drag stuff over for them. I don't really quite know what was going on with the Scholar as to why their MP was so low. But clearly something happened, and I don't know how that happened. I've never actually played Scholar. I leveled my Summoner, got it 80, unlocked Scholar, and then just have left it. I will eventually do the actual quest though. Once the All-Seeing Eye is dead, the mobs disappear. At this point, just kill the All-Seeing Eye. As the tank, make sure you got the ads though. There we are. Moving on. This one you have to right click to check teleport. Now this area can be problematic. Don't over pull. It's very, very, very easy to overpull, and you can get yourself some nice revealing glamorous places as well. And you got these goddamn boners, I think they're called. Bone nicks, sorry, bone nicks. They're a pain. They will, like most toads, use their tongue to rip you over to them. I've had many, many a wipe here by pulling those as well. At this point, I was slightly panicking, like, am I going to survive this? I really hope I'll survive this. Don't forget to let your freaking healer's MP regenerate as well. Don't be one of those tanks, please. Or just DPS, just, yeah. Use your cooldowns, as always. It's something a lot of people forget, like, even using Rampart, just don't worry about using your big cooldowns. Use Rampart, which is all your universal ones. Rampart, Reprisal, Arm's Length. Arm's Length still slows them down when they're hitting you melee. Save your actual class cooldowns for big fights or when you really need it. Now, when you've done that, grab the others. You can grab these, but it can very, very easily be a problem. Avoid the crystal. Don't take that damage. Don't stand where everybody else decides to stand within the crystal's damage circle as well, because it's damage you can avoid. Why take the damage when you don't need to? It's just like, sometimes I really... It's like that guy there, King D, who took a massive hit from that crystal. They're all dead. You grab that bone nix. You can continue running. This place is a bit confusing. You'll know you're running the right way when you see those orange crystals in the distance. Because half the time some people go, like, keep going around the loop. There are more mobs to fight, and there's a chest as well, but you don't need to worry about that at all. Because we've got an extra little friend with us, so I grabbed that betrayed soul. Now, one thing I like to do sometimes, I'll grab these and I'll run through this place first. So just attack them on the other side, don't have to worry about the explosions at all. Like, let them explode and then go through. Because I think these ones are on timers anyway. They'll just explode when they explode. Or you can play it safe and just not do that. That's also a good idea to do. Just don't tap them in the middle. These ones are bad crystals compared to the good crystals we had before, which reduce the damage. These ones want to kill you. Blue equal good, red equal bad. Hopefully at this point you're starting to feel more confident with doing dungeons as well, and they'll also start to feel a little bit quicker to do too. On average, most dungeons can be between 15 to 20 minutes. Like, that, you don't need to rush your way through, but, you know, people like to go at varying speeds. Same as the previous lot. Although you can completely bypass everything by just going through these little rock formations here. Loop around. Don't even worry about the stuff. Lots of line AoEs to dodge to. The Lava Drake, I think, does like a flamethrower attack. Yeah, there it is. The Hedge Moles do like spike attacks. Avoid those. Forsaken Souls, they do like a circle AoE as well. Like very close to them. Avoid those too. It's not the end of the world if you do get hit. At least it's the tank. It's also not the end of the world as DPS if you get hit either. But as always, just try to lessen the load on a healer's burden. I have healed too. I ain't got time for that. I will medica to you and that's it. As a white mage. And I will move on. I will do the AoE heal. Make sure you got that heal over time. And just like pat you on the head and off we go. This boss fight's really weird. You got Talud. He's a demon. He's very horny. As you can see, his horns are on fire, baby. He's got double smash. He will go boom on that end, and then he will do a backdrop afterwards, I believe. Or at least, no, that's not that bit. There's no bit where it does that. That's like another dungeon else time. Never mind. It's very similar. Then he'll summon in his brothers, as he calls them, and they'll just start throwing AoE stuff around. You don't really have to worry too much about dodging those as the tank. But, ideally, avoid them if you can do. Just because they don't do a lot of damage, and they'll just continuously throw them around anyway. You don't have to do limit break at this point. The guy did limit break for some reason, but yeah, this is just a tank and spank fight. I have a gnat in my room, and I do not like this. Go away. I'll get you in a bit. Just you wait. I will purge you from existence. And bust down. Pick up your thing. A pair of Harlequin mitts. They're nothing too excessively good. But they make good glam. Like, there's actually some pretty decent glam from here. Bikini armor is in this place. Wink wink. Nudge nudge. Right, now this one's very similar to the previous area too. Once again, the orange crystals will do AoE damage and explode and really hurt you. You can safely, almost at this point, as you've been pulling quite a bit, pull almost the entire room. Because you have, like, the skeletons, you got the Drake, you got that guy there, and you got, like, 2 Forsaken Souls on the other side. There's, like, 4 skeletons in total. I would suggest not doing it if your healer's a scholar, though. Sometimes it can be, a bad idea. No slight against people who main scholars either. It's just like in my personal experience, I've always found scholars to be one of the weaker healers. And hopefully when we get the new expansion announcement in February 2021, which I look forward to seeing, we will get a new healer announced, and it will be something that's a little bit more, I don't want to say easy or hand-holding, but something that's a little bit more like they made Dancer and Gunbreaker. I mean, Gunbreaker is a bit more the complex tanks though, but Dancer is pretty easy and straightforward. This is panic mode engaged. It's like, okay, Scholar is not really keeping me alive a lot here. But I'm popping my cooldowns. I gotta stay alive. Everything speed pops. Like, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. It's at this moment I really remembered. I'm level 46. Oh yeah. I don't have all my repertoire skills or defense. Now these ones you have to stay in. Ideally the best tactic here I feel to do personally, because these will explode no matter what if you're in or not, is just let the tank be in them. Either everyone goes in and the healer keeps healing whenever the explosion goes, or just let the tank be in and just heal the tank. Like, both methods work really. It's just a case of how quickly you want to do it really. Like, you cannot avoid taking some damage in this. But the less damage taken, the better. Anyway, onwards to the last boss room, because that is also coming up just after this little bit too. We've got another hallway of mobs to go through. Pretty much the same as earlier. Get yourself some lava drakes. We've 2 crystals, one on the left, one on the right. This is where I normally like to just take them right through, so I don't take the damage. Sadly, the DPS did take the damage, and in fact, the ninja just died there because of it too. And it's just like, oh my god, why? Honestly, just sprint through it. Just go through. If the tank is being annoying and to take it on the other side, just gently nudge him through, hopefully. Take the hint, run through. It's less hassle, there's no crystal on the other side for a little bit, and you're pretty much in the clear to do it. And I know Black Mages and Former Treasure the meme of like, if it fits, like sits. As in, once they found a place to be, they ain't moving. Move. Just move. Just don't be the headache of the party. You'll be alright, Dave. Anyway, last boss. That's all it is. It's just those trash, and then you got the last boss, which is Basha. Isn't he beautiful? He's like, hello. I've come to say hello to you today, and I'm like, wow, greetings, greetings. I think you're amazing, son. Would you like some candy or a cookie? Yeah, start dancing. You do the lollipop. Lollipop is amazing. Grab him. You know, use your range attack like ricochet. Not ricochet. Lightning shot, tomahawk, shield throw, whatever the actual Dark Knight one is, because I don't remember it. I always think it's better than provoke. Don't use provoke unless you need to. Just get into the habit of not relying on that, really. Now, after a certain percentage of health, he will link himself to Corrupted Crystal. You need to attack the Corrupted Crystal to be able to hurt him again. He will choose a victim, and when he's facing that person, he will do like a big line attack, which takes a while to charge up. You should have enough time to dodge out of it. There it is. Just, if you are in the line of fire, move out of the way. That person will also have a target on them as well. Then you go back to the center, and it's like, hi, how you doing? If the DPS is solid, he will then link up again to another crystal. Pain in the ass, he really is if you're doing the ARR relic quest. If you're doing the books, it's like, oh, stop it already. You should be able to just nuke him into oblivion. Linking up again to another crystal. I think when it gets to about just over half, maybe a quarter, I think it's 25%. Might be just 35 or something like that. Can't quite remember. We'll see in the fight. He stops linking up to crystals. He'll link up to each one that is here. Unless you're doing really, really badly, you should kind of avoid certain bits. Hopefully. Tis the dream, I know. But I am legit really enjoying doing this series at the moment. I hope you guys are enjoying this series too. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I do stream live almost every day. Not always Final Fantasy XIV, but I do it quite a bit. I stream almost every day except for Saturdays, and we try to do a single player sort of experience as well. But Final Fantasy XIV is my main jam, and I have 2 characters. This one is on Tuntania Light, and then my other one is on Chaos Louisoire. But eventually it will probably transfer to my old grounds where I used to be on with this character on Moogle. Now, this is the phase I was on about. It's about 25-35%. He will no longer link up to crystals, and instead will give himself a buff where he will take do more damage, and will also have those pools of void on the ground to do damage. Just stay out of those. Don't stand in them. You're just doing yourself a really bad favour if you stand in those, because you will die eventually. It's like a damage over time type thing. As you move out of it, you don't take the damage anymore. I don't know what happened there, but both the healer and also the ninja died. I think it was just bad luck. But at this point, I know I can solo it as a Gunbreaker. And you should be able to as well, as long as your health is high enough. Plus, with the self-healing abilities you have at this point too, you should be able to do it as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've already done the plug, so that's all good. And it's one thing you'll learn later on as well, is one reason why I really love doing dungeons as warrior. They are the most self-sustaining when it comes to stuff like that. I have soloed a boss from half health sometimes with some of the Shadowbringer dungeons at a high level. It's really freaking good. Anyway, you guys take care. Look forward to the next video. Cheer for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah. Comment, like, and subscribe. Ooh.